Hi, welcome to Media Rumble. I'm Chris, and you're watching the Star Wars Senate. Today, I'll be talking about the Star Wars Battlefront Beta, because that's just finished. Yesterday, actually, so right now, as of recording, this is Wednesday. So, I've had a chance to play through the beta, and I absolutely loved it. I've uploaded some gameplay, so I'll put that down below, maybe a link down here. You can watch that. So, now on to what I think. I absolutely love the beta. It's probably everything I was expecting, and it's probably everything I was expecting and wanting from a Battlefront game. It's got amazing sounds and a feel to it that's just I don't know. It feels like Star Wars. It's something you can just jump straight into, and you can just experience this universe and just try your best not to die. But another thing is the different types of gameplay. There's the survival mode, which is the offline component of Battlefront. I love that because it was quite challenging for me because I'm not the best at shooting games, and I was able to just run around like mad using all the star cards and the power-ups that they give to you, like the smart launcher and the thermal imploder, which I absolutely loved. That it was, for what I've seen in the trailers, it's identical to what I was expecting. You just throw it, you just wait, and it goes off, and then people just die. Another thing I loved was the drop zone on Sullust. It's quite fast paced, and everyone's just running about trying to get to this pod, and you're trying to defend it, and you're putting up shields, and you're just doing everything you can to keep this objective yours. And it's the tide of the battle can turn pretty quickly, because it's not as if you have to disarm the bomb, then rearm it or whatever. You just you run in and you hold in square or X, whatever platform you're playing on. I'm not sure what the controls are for PC, but just hold that, and then you're in control of that pod until the other team either gets it or doesn't, and the clock runs out. And another thing I loved about that map is you can see in the background of the map there's the battle going on with some Star Destroyers and some Rebel ships. And depending who's winning the battle on the ground, it means whoever's in the air in the battle is also it's in that favour. So if the Rebels are winning, a Star Destroyer will get shot down, whereas if the Empire are winning, a Rebel ship will get shot down. It's quite interesting to watch, but it's also quite distracting for me anyway. Another thing is the Walker Assault. I absolutely loved Walker Assault. The one thing I felt was, I'm not sure if it was too easy for the Empire, but I felt you really had to be so in sync with your teammates if you were the Rebel and just play that objective. But there were so many times where I'd go straight for the objective. You see someone running by and you're like, why are you not just going for that? And that's where the problem lies. I'm not sure if it's DICE's fault. It's just that people maybe were expecting a team deathmatch. They're going for kills and they're not going for the objective. Which, when people play the objective, it's a lot more well balanced. Because if people are playing the objective and there's people in the air with the A-Wings and the X-Wings fighting out with the TIE fighters, it's a lot more interesting because you can hold air superiority with those A-Wings and X-Wings, and you can just have a lot of fun as the Rebels. But I felt like there was too many times where it would be dependent on your team. If it was more tactical players where they'd be playing that objective, you get more Y-Wings, you get more bombing raids on the AT-ATs. Another thing about the AT-ATs, people are saying, oh, they're too strong and everything, but I feel like people just aren't attacking them in the right way. They're just using their blasters and they're going after the AT-AT and expecting it to go down after like one attempt, which isn't going to happen. What I've seen in a lot of times is people aren't using the orbital strike properly if they're on the Rebel side. The AT-ATs constantly have a replenishing amount of orbital strikes, but the Rebels, it's more difficult to get them. You have to get them in power-ups, and you have to use them sparingly, and using them on the AT-ATs when they're vulnerable takes a hell of a lot of damage off them. And I only seen that once or twice, but when it did happen, it was devastating. That's what I felt about Walker Assault. People just were jumping too quickly into, oh, this is a kind of offensive game mode, so we've got to go out and attack, and we've got to take out these Empire or Rebel, and they've just not been playing the game mode properly. They've been trying their best, and I'm not saying I'm great at it, but you have to be more tactical, I think. And I think that's maybe where some people are falling short with it. Maybe they're expecting a team deathmatch from Walker Assault, but I also love that, because it's not as if you're just going into the game mode and every single game mode is a team deathmatch. Walker Assault is great. I loved it, and I feel like even though the Empire win more times than they don't, it's appropriate, because they won in the movies on Hoth. That was a devastating loss for the Rebels, but I'm not sure if that's good as a game mode constantly. Like, you can't have the Rebels losing every time, because no one would want to play as the Rebels. And you need some sort of balance there. And I hope that DICE have taken what they've seen in the beta and learned something from it. And I'm sure they will, because they're not stupid. Overall thoughts on the beta are, it's fantastic. I absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait for November to come around. I instantly went down and pre-ordered it. I was waiting out for a while to pre-order it, but then I just went for it. The moment the beta came out, I was like, yes, I'm getting this game. I have to get it. So the next day I was down, and I pre-ordered it, but it's going to be so long waiting all that time for this game to come out. So what do you think about Star Wars Battlefront? Did you love the beta? What do you think could be improved? And can you see yourself getting the game if you weren't getting it already? So until next time, may the Force be with you.